What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into the third video of this installment. I am joined, as I have been for the past two NHL videos, with my co-host, JD. JD, how we doing today? So, we started with, 16 teams? We're now down to 4, JD. It is not the 4 that we had forsaken. I don't know many people that had the Panthers in their Final Four. Some people might have had the Stars in their Final Four. But if you're new to this, JD and I, all playoff long, have been kind of breaking down, have been kind of talking about the NHL playoffs. We continue today with the conference finals. Remember, if you're new to MVP or haven't yet, make sure to maybe support the channel. Check out our Patreon page down below if you would like to support us either at the basic or plus membership. You can also become a channel member, and for free if you'd like to join our Discord. That link is down below in the description. Become a part of the greatest community in all of sports internet down below in the description. JD, though, before we get into everything, conference finals, 2 matchups, I am going to put you on the spot. I know you're going to hate me for this, but I feel as fans, we need to let it off our chest when we need to vent a little bit. So, you doing okay? You doing okay, guy? Are you doing okay after the Leafs' tragic loss to the Florida Panthers?
Only a hockey guy, might be struggling a little bit, but honestly, I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic for the off season. Like you and I were talking about, off camera here. We have a lot to look forward to, and it'll be an interesting off season to say the least. I would have loved to be talking about my Leafs going forward into the conference finals, but it just wasn't meant to be, and I guess we'll talk about that series a little bit more later in the video. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm holding it up all right.
Well, I will say, first off, I apologize to our viewers because the first little part of what you said, they didn't hear. The part where you said it's good to have other sports, I looked over and I was like, oh, that's weird. I don't see the volume bar moving. And I was like, oh, shoot, I thought I unmuted him. I did not. So you were unmuted for a little bit. They heard the end because I unmuted you. But yeah, the part where you said, thank God there's other sports, they didn't hear that part.
I have to read my lips. So.
just like White Sox fans reading Tim Anderson's lips about how he hates this place. Apparently wasn't what he's talking about. Lip reading can be a dangerous science. But JD, we are diving in. We started with 16 and longer videos. This video might be the shortest out of all of them because we only have 2 series. And I'll ask you, which one would you want to start with? Do you want to start in the West or do you want to start in the East?
I'm pretty sure we've started in the West for the first 2, so let's just continue that trend.
All right.
Start in the West.
Starting in the West, series just ended not even an hour, maybe 30 minutes ago. Since we're recording this on Monday, the Dallas Stars beat the Seattle Kraken in 7 games, and now the Stars will meet the Golden Knights. First game will be on Friday in Vegas. JD, I will let you start. Which one of these 2 teams, here's a question I'm going to ask you to start it. Which one of these 2 teams do you think has the advantage? Because I'll be completely honest. Stars were kind of taken to the edge by a tough Kraken team, but I was not impressed with VGK in the first round. I was very impressed with the Golden Knights against the Oilers in round 2.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is going to be a very close series. Like, I'm not really sure. I would say, like I've been saying since the beginning of this playoffs, the Stars will probably always have the advantage in net.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever series that they get into, and I think this trend continues there with Ottinger, because I don't know what happened, but I think Aiden Hill is going to be the starter going forward for the Knights, and I was watching. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch all of last night's game between the Oilers and the Knights because I have to be up early for work. But I was a little nervous. I saw the first shot. Well, first shot for the Golden Knights went in. And I was like, okay, sweet. And then the next two for the Oilers went in, and I'm like, oh, oh. So, I
JD,
mean,
I was very happy, by the way, because of that, because I had over two in the
yeah,
first period. And to cash that in the first 3 minutes of the hockey game is like, whew, okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore.
yeah. So I think, well, the Stars are gonna have the advantage in net there,
Mm-hmm.
but then you look at defensively. Both teams are pretty solid defensively, so I would say that's a wash. And then at times, the Golden Knights' offense has looked really good with Jack Eichel, like leading the way. You know, they're a good forechecking team. And you have the same thing with the Stars. The Stars' offense has disappeared at times, but again, they have the players who can just, in the blink of an eye, change a game. So, and I think they have the more top end talent on the offensive side of the puck.
Mm-hmm.
So I would lean Stars. So with that being said, I would say the Stars are probably they have the edge going forward.
Yeah, see, like, so I agree with what you're saying, but then there's parts of me that doesn't. So, like, the thing I agree with is the thing that the Stars have that is most important is they have the goaltending edge. And the thing that you take into consideration here is the Oilers, one of their glaring weaknesses was netminder. I mean, the one Discord I'm in, JD, the discussion in the NHL chat, it was like it's a Discord I'm in with some different cappers from betting Twitter, and the conversation in NHL chat today was, what do the Oilers do? And I know that this discussion isn't about the Oilers, but it kind of brings into the point with the Golden Knights. And one thing that they said is not just the big contracts, but they have to improve the goaltender position. And you look at that and go, okay, how much of because series one, yes, the Golden Knights had some great offensive performances, but I wasn't as impressed with the Golden Knights in series one compared to series two. Series two, it almost looked like, oh, okay, they like kicked off the rust in the first round, although they still handled the Jets with ease. They I shouldn't even say with ease. Some of those games went to overtime. Puck bounces a different way. We're having a complete different first round series. So I'm going to take back with ease. They won in 5 games in the first round. Gentleman sweep, let the Jets get the first one. But like I look at the second round, and there were the games that the Oilers won. The Oilers went out quick. Like there was one game, boom, 3-0 Oilers in the first, and the Golden Knights couldn't come back. But like Game 6, for example, or I'm sorry, was it Game 6 or Game 7? Yeah, Game 6. Game 6. You're right. Game 7 would have been tomorrow. Game 6, it's a 2-1 game. Then you got Marchessault. Boom, boom, boom. Goal, goal, goal. 3 right in the second. And boom, they ran away with it. So, like, to me, I think the linchpin in this is going to be the Golden Knights offense. How is that going to do against Adi? Because the reason is, you mentioned it, Stars offense to me, it's kind of been Like, it's been there, it hasn't been there. Sometimes they're scoring, sometimes they're not. If this Golden Knights offense can continue what they did against the Oilers, they're moving on to the Stanley Cup. This offense, if it is rolling, will roll right through Dallas and right through the Stars onto the Stanley Cup.
Well, yeah, and like we should also mention, like, in that Oilers and Knights series, like, it's not just goaltending. Well, because I said it in our whole preview for the Stanley Cup playoffs that the Oilers, like, defensively, they're gonna have their issues, and their goaltending was sus because the guy who they brought in to be their starter, Jack Campbell, was a non-factor. He had an awful season, and he's had an awful 2 seasons now. So they might be looking to get rid of him moving forward. And Stuart Skinner, I mean, I'm not a believer in him. He had a good
Mm-hmm.
season, but how much of that is the result of the team around him?
Yeah.
So, in the Golden Knights, I agree. I was more impressed with them this series than I was
Mm-hmm.
the previous, just because I thought the Jets were so bad. This Oilers team, like they're a good team. Their defense lacks, and before Oilers fans jump on me, I know, I know, you know, Darnell Nurse wasn't in the game because of the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
You have beef with that because Petrangelo should have gotten a bigger suspension than Nurse for that whole situation. But I mean, if ands and buts. Okay, the fact is, you guys lost, so we just gotta work on moving forward.
Well, I mean,
And
not even that. The thing that I'm thinking of is like, so after the first two games, I was feeling really good because it was basically Oilers. Like, and that's the thing I wonder for this series is like, so game one they won, game two they lost, but like in each of the first two games, Leon Draisaitl was amazing. And then the rest of the series, it looks like the Golden Knights, and me, I'm putting it to the Golden Knights of saying, hey, how do we play this differently? And pretty much from 3 on, Draisaitl was almost a non-factor in this series.
well,
And
you could argue.
go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you could argue because he was battling injury, which is why Oiler fans are so upset because
Mm-hmm.
Petrangelo tried to break his wrist.
Okay, okay.
so, so
But
I mean,
but the thing I'm going with is if someone like, and yes, the injury, maybe I'm overlooking that, but like I look at the Stars and I go, your top guys, arguably the top guys are going to be, you're going to look to Tyler Seguin, you're going to look to Robertson. Jamie Benn has been a points machine these playoffs. Wyatt Johnston has been good. Pavelski has been good as well. Go ahead. Oh,
Rupe Heinz.
Heinz as well. None of those guys scream though. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and I don't know, the work that I saw that the Golden Knights did against the Oilers. I wonder if the Golden Knight offense is going to be too much, and basically it's going to come down to, hey, Ottinger's doing all that he can in the net. He's making some great saves, but obviously some are going to get by him. And the Star offense, are they going to get it clicking? Because if the Stars offense doesn't meet the level of the Golden Knights offensively, they're either going to have to play impeccable defense or lose this series.
Are you not worried about Aiden Hill being the Knights goalie? Because I wouldn't be confident. Like, yes, he played a good
I'm not
game.
confident in it, but I think that the Golden Knights offense can counteract that, is what I'm saying. Like, they might win 6-4, 5-4, 5-3. Like,
because personally, I mean, they could. I think they will win some games. 'Cause I don't think this will be a 4-game sweep.
Yeah.
But I don't see Ottinger getting constantly lit up, even if the Golden Knights offense is clicking like that. Because like I've been saying, Ottinger's one of the best goalies in the world, especially in the playoffs. And I mean, I think the Stars just play sound enough defense and a good defensive system to withstand that. I don't think they'll be giving up many 5-goal games or what have you. I think I actually believe that it'll be different. I think of this series, most games will be a 3-2, a 4-2, or a 2-1, like something like that.
To go with your point, JD, I know that you mentioned before we started that this means nothing, but some people do think it means something. This year, the regular season series, Stars won every game. It was 4-0 Stars in VGK. They played again in Vegas. Stars won 3-2. The only game in Dallas was a 2-1 win for the Dallas Stars. The thing, though, that I'm interested in, I don't know, I have to look this up. So in game one, Logan Thompson was the netminder for the Golden Knights. In game two, if my tablet will load it, game two was Brossat?
No, Laurent Brossoit.
Brossois. was the netminder in game 2, and in game 3, it was Jonathan Quick. So these stars have never seen Aiden Hill this season. He's never been in net for the Golden Knights when they have played the Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
does that mean anything?
I want to say not as much because it's not like Aiden Hill's a rookie goalie. He's been in the league now for a few years, and he played on the Coyotes before and the Sharks. So, so the Stars would be familiar with him. I don't know. I don't have the number off the top of my head of how many times they might have played him.
Yeah,
but he's been around for a little bit. So, I don't think it will be that big of a difference. Like, I don't think it'll make or break the series. I just think it's like a whatever stat.
Let's move over. Before we make our predictions, we'll talk about the other matchup first, then make our predictions at the end. Eastern Conference. Panthers, Team of Destiny, Hurricanes, one of the teams that, JD, I remember early in the season, this was maybe a month, 2 months into the season, I remember seeing one vivid tweet from a capper that I follow. I wish I remember who it was, but I remembered the tweet vividly. It was like 2 months into the season. All it said was, "I've seen enough," and then a picture of the bet slip, Hurricanes to win the Stanley Cup Finals. Is this basically a series of the Hurricanes on paper are the better team, probably the team throughout the season that some people believed, hey, this could be one of the teams to win the Stanley Cup? I know the Bruins have probably been the favorite for longer, like as the season went on, but like, is this basically a true David versus Goliath in the conference finals?
No, because as much, like, I think now it's honestly time to start giving the Panthers credit. Yeah, like they were heavy underdogs against the Bruins. They won in 7. They were underdogs against the Leafs. Arguably shouldn't have, and they beat them pretty handedly. Now it's the same story. Okay, they're the underdogs against the Hurricane. Well, we'll see what happens, but I think that this goes right into the Panthers' hands because the 2 previous teams that they've played in the Leafs and Bruins played a similar style. They like having possession of the puck, and the Panthers like that because, like I said in going into preview the second round, the Panthers are a team that will capitalize on your mistakes. They'll let you have the puck, and the moment you make a mistake, they will make you pay for it. And so going into this series, the Hurricanes are the same as the Leafs and Bruins. They love having possession of the puck. That's what makes them most comfortable. So what are the Panthers going to do? They're going to sit and wait. They're going to force you to make mistakes. They're going to clog up the middle of the ice. And then when you make a mistake, they'll be going down the other end and probably scoring. So this series will be tight. I actually believe that this series will go pretty far. Now, like we said, the Hurricanes are the favorite on paper. They have really good offense. They're fast. They're good, again, good defensively, and Frederik Andersen has found himself finally in the playoffs. He's been unreal this playoffs, and he could be the key factor because Sergei Bobrovsky has been unreal since taking over as a starter in the playoffs for the Panthers, so this might be a true goalie duel for the series.
JD, I'll be completely honest, I don't even know where to gauge this because, like, the Panthers to me, true team of destiny. They conquered the President's Trophy. Like, the teams that they have beaten and how they've beaten them are kind of impressive. Like, the President's Trophy winner, my Stanley Cup champion prediction, the Boston Bruins, arguably the best team in hockey. They go ahead and fight, slogfest it, come back, win in 7 games. Then in the second round, it was like, yes, people can clown on the Leafs. JD, I'll be honest. I didn't know until after the series was done how many Leaf haters there are out there.
Oh, dude, the Leafs are the
I'm
Yankees.
like, dude, like the Leafs are not like the New York Yankees guys. Like
No,
we're
but
clowning on the team that can't win.
yeah, because that's the issue. Because the Leafs are the biggest. Like the Leafs fans are like the
Mm-hmm.
biggest freaking fandom in the
Okay.
NHL. Like
Because I was gonna
undoubtedly.
say I saw the same picture numerous times. Like before Game 4, it was Happy Leafs Elimination Day. Oh, potentially. Then after it was done, I saw that picture everywhere online. Happy Elimination Day.
See, I can't even be mad because this is kind of going
I just
off
didn't
topic
know
a
that
little
there
bit.
were that many people that hated the Leafs.
Well, you got to think about it. So think about how much I hate the Toronto Raptors.
Yes,
And I said
naturally.
it's because the fandom is ridiculous
Uh
and they're
huh.
crazy. Now, that's why I understand why people hate Leafs fans because
Mm-hmm.
they're almost the same. Like, yes, there are smart Leaf fans out there and smart Raptors fans,
Mm-hmm.
but the obnoxious ones who are just crazy just outweigh everything.
Yeah. So like they beat Boston, then Toronto. Like there was something special about this Toronto team. First one to crack through into the second round. There was some actual hope. And just to actually come into that series and basically right away, the Leafs just bam, slap them. And yet again, you could say more on the Leafs didn't show up, but like there's a part of it, like you said, we have to give the Panthers credit for what they've been able to do. On the other side, the Hurricanes, to me, maybe it's because I look at the Hurricanes and nothing seemed like, I'm going to say it this way, nothing seemed impressive, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It's kind of like when somebody like comes in, does their job, and then leaves. There's nothing impressive about it, but they're doing exactly what they need to do. So, like, in my head, I'm wondering, like, matchup wise, I know you mentioned, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Carolina, similar style to the Leaf, likes to play fast. Panthers can match up well with that because obviously they did against the Maple Leafs. The big difference is the goaltending for the Hurricanes is like way up there compared to the Maple Leafs, and that's just because who they have in goal for the Hurricanes. I almost look at this and I go, team of destiny, team who has got it done. I still don't know, JD, which side I should lean to because there's a part of me that goes, the momentum has got, like, if you believe in momentum, I know there's some people that do, some people that don't. Most coaches I know, all coaches that I've interviewed throughout my lifetime of doing this, doing media, every single coach I've talked to does not believe in momentum. Momentum does not mean a thing. However, fans believe in momentum. They believe in that, hey, one win can turn into 2 and 3. Should we be backing the Panthers just because of momentum alone and that emotional push that they're going to have coming into this? They're not supposed to be here. They got nothing to lose.
Well, yeah, like I'm sorry, momentum is an actual thing. Like it's a
Is that
thing.
just,
Like
do coaches not believe it because they don't want to believe it?
yeah, because if you're on a 5-game losing streak, and what are you gonna? Oh, sorry guys, guess what? It's gonna be a 6-game losing streak because we have no momentum. Like, yeah, okay. So it plays an effect because it's the same thing with uh
Mm-hmm.
when athletes try to get their fans like up and going because they
Yeah.
feed off of that. Athletes feed off of momentum. When you're on a 5-game win streak, well, you're feeling good about yourself. You're all loose, and that lets you play more
Mm-hmm.
freely. And you know, so this that kind of made my choice a little more. I think I know where I'm gonna go when we do our prediction here. But yeah, I mean, with the Panthers, like it's a tough one because again, they are the best forechecking team in the playoffs or
Mm-hmm.
maybe in the league period. And that style will go good for them with how the Hurricanes play because they're just going to be dumping and chasing and hitting the body and
Mm-hmm.
making life hell for the Hurricanes. And again, like you said, they're playing with house money. They were a wild card team and no one expected them to be here. Yes, they want to now win a cup because they're like, hey, we're right there. We win the series, and then anything can happen.
It becomes more believable the further you get. Like the Kraken, who just played Game 7 tonight as we're recording this. Like, if the Kraken would have won, it would have been like, oh, wait, we can actually do. You start to believe in yourself. Like, wait, we can do this.
And that can be a double-edged sword, though, because we've seen teams that are like, okay, we're right there, and then they start shaking in their boots. And, but I don't think this Panthers team will be like that. Personally, I think it will be a tough series. I mean, the Hurricanes, they're not going to back down now that they see the Panthers facing them. The Hurricanes might be falling into the same trap that maybe the Leafs and the Bruins did. They might be sniffing blood that this Panthers team is in front of them when they expected it to be the Leafs or be the Lightning at this point in the playoffs. But
just going to totally overlook the Bruins there.
No,
I like how you said the Lightning or the Maple Leafs.
No, did I not say the Bruins?
No, you didn't.
No, because they couldn't have played the Bruins.
No. I thought you were talking about like at the beginning of the playoffs before anything was matched out.
I'm talking about in this moment here.
Oh, okay.
Like
because you said Lightning, which made me think you were talking about before.
Because I was thinking about on the other side of the bracket.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they wouldn't have had to play the Bruins in the conference finals. Actually, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the Hurricanes and like, oh, they're looking at like at the beginning of the playoffs, the Panthers weren't even probably on the radar of the four teams on the other side.
Okay, yeah, no, that's my mistake because I got it all.
I was gonna say you ain't gonna just overlook the President Trophy winner.
No, I got the bracket.
Damn.
No, I got the bracket all mixed up. I thought that for a minute I thought they would have had to play the Hurricanes in like the second round or something, but that's
no.
Not
the Bruins lost to the Panthers.
Yeah, it's late, Ricky.
Yeah, I know, but like, I look at this though, and I go, the two series with the Panthers have been very different series, obviously, and I wonder how, like, with you saying with the Hurricanes, what type of series, like, I almost think if the Panthers are going to win this, it's going to be a series more attuned to round 1 against the Bruins than round 2. Because, like, you look at the Panthers, round 1, they lost game 1. They went down 3-1. They were facing elimination and then beat Boston, boom, 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 3 in a row. And then in the second round, like, they punch the Leafs right in the mouth. They're up 3-0 before you can even blink. Like, I feel like, JD, this Panther team, mostly in the first round, has faced more adversity than the Hurricanes have never faced elimination. They lost 2 games in the first round, 1 game in the second round. It's kind of been easy sailing. But I do think if the Panthers win, it's going to be much like the series that we saw against Boston and not Toronto.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I don't see the Panthers coasting to an easy series win. I think, like I've said a few times already, this will be a tight series. I agree, actually. I think the series will play similarly to what it was like in Boston, except I find it hard to believe, like, I don't see the Panthers going down 3-1 or 3-0 or anything like that. I think the series will always be like a 2-1, okay, 3-2.
Who knows? They can go down 3-1 again and then come back and win 3 in a row.
They 7.
Could. They've done it before. It's not like they haven't done it before.
Exactly. I just personally don't see that playing out like that.
JD,
but I agree, but also, sorry, last thing with
go ahead. I was cutting you off.
No. With the Hurricanes, but like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they lucked in to where they are, because again, they played it. They've done what they had to do.
Yeah.
So this will be I would say one of their most real tests here, because they played an Islanders team who, wasn't great, but they took care of business. Then they played a Devils team who was riding super high, and then they shot down that ship right there. They just played their game. They showed that they were the better team. But this Panthers team, they cannot afford to start slow or take their foot off the gas. So
let's end the video and the podcast, however you want to look at this, with our predictions. JD, when we entered the second round, I was on top at 8-8. You were below me at 6-10. JD, in the second round, I didn't get a single thing right. I was close though.
yeah,
I kick myself for not believing in the Golden Knights. I would have been, if I would have just said VGK in 6, would have been perfect there. I almost called the Kraken in 7. Really excited about that. You didn't get a single game, like amount of games right, but you got Dallas, Golden Knights, Hurricanes. We now enter the conference finals at JD at a whopping 9-15. Great record. Great record. Superb record. It's the best record. Best record one could have. Ricky's right below him at 8-16. I didn't get a thing right. I got 8 wrong. So
we both aren't doing too hot.
I'm at 8-16. You're right above me at 9-15. JD, we got 4 potential. If we get everything right, 4-0 is what we could do. The worst we could do is 0-4. The medium is probably like 2-2. JD, first series, Western Conference. Who do you got, Stars or Knights, and how many games?
Ooh, I am gonna go Stars in 7. And, you know, it's kind of chalk for me because if you watched our original Stanley Cup prediction video, I had, the Stars going all the way. I mean, it hasn't fully gone to plan, but yeah, I mean, again, without that, also, the Stars. This is their year, in my opinion. They scared me a little bit this series. I didn't really like what I saw, but I give credit to the Kraken there. And I think Jake Ottinger, again, he's going to do what he's been doing. He's going to will this team to a win. Their offense is going to show up when needed, and that defense is going to be steady. The Golden Knights are going to give the Stars absolutely everything that they have. Like, Jack Eichel has been fantastic in his first post. It's just, again, I don't trust Aiden Hill in net for the Golden Knights, and I could look dumb he could prove me wrong. He could be unreal this series, but just going into it, I don't see it happening. I think it'll be tight. It'll be a fun series. Can't wait.
Doubt them all you want, JD. You want to know why?
Why?
Golden Knights in 7. We agree on one thing. It's going 7. I am not making the same mistake I made in the second round. I backed the Golden Knights in the first round. I did not back them in the second. They made me pay. I'm going right back to the Golden Knights. This offense is on fire right now. Yes, Adi's a good goaltender, but you know what? The Golden Knights offense will prevail. Vegas in 7. JD in the East. Who you got? Canes or Panthers? Cats or Canes?
Truth be told, before we started this video, I honestly...
Neither of us knew what we were going to pick.
Didn't know. But after listening, momentum is a real thing. I am going Panthers in 7. I think we're going to have a pair of Game 7s here to decide who goes to the Stanley Cup. And again, would I be shocked if the Hurricanes win this series? Absolutely not. I think they're a great team. I'm rooting for Frederik Andersen. I'm rooting for Hurricanes fans. They deserve it. And, it pains me to pick the Panthers. But I've bet against them now twice. And I'm not going to make that mistake for a third time. I think Matthew Tkachuk is having an unreal postseason. And if, like I mentioned last time, if they now make it to the Stanley Cup final and they win the whole thing, Matthew Tkachuk is going to be the Conn Smythe for this year. He's been unreal. That whole team, Nick Cousins has been good. Aaron Ekblad's been good on the back end. Barkov's been good when needed. They are just they're like Sergei Bobrovsky has turned back the clock. But with the Hurricanes, the thing that worries me is that offense. Like, they're great, but are they really gonna Are they going to be able to show up when it matters? They haven't had the toughest of tests, and this is what's going to prove. This is what's going to make or break their season, literally.
Do me a favor. Move your mic a little bit. Just anywhere. Talk.
Yes. Hello.
Talk again.
Hello.
Okay. I don't know what it was, JD. Wherever you had your mic before, the complete while you were talking, I heard what you said. Everyone heard what you said, but it was almost like you heard like a like in the background, like it was rubbing against your beard or something.
I mean, it might have been.
I was just looking like, what's making that sound? Because it didn't make that sound before. It didn't make it at all. Florida in 7. I thought you were going to go like, I was convinced you were going to go with the Hurricane.
Oh, like, dude,
I was sitting there going, you know what? I'm going VGK. I'm going Florida. He's going Carolina. He's going Dallas. I'm going to be able to get 2 on him. So, JD, it's perfect that we went this way. You want to know why? When it's VGK versus Florida in the Stanley Cup final, both of our records will be exactly the same, and it'll be picking for the winner. All I need is VGK to win. I just need them to win, and we'll be tied going into the final, and then I can beat you. Because that's all these predictions care about is can I top JD? It's not about being right. It's about being better than him. That's all it is.
Being right. It's about being right.
Well, usually if I'm right, I'd be better than you, but now I'm like behind, so I'm like playing mind games with myself. Yeah, I'm going Panthers in 7. I'm going with the team. Like, did you guys really not think that Ricky was going to look at a team of destiny on paper and go, nah, I'll take the other one? I'm always the team of destiny. I'm always looking at that team. Got to go with the team of destiny, unless they're playing my Warriors. Well, my second Warriors, because I'm a Bulls fan. I'm a closet Warriors fan too. Let's be honest. Unless they're playing the Warriors in the playoffs, I'm usually going with the team of destiny. But let's be honest, usually the Warriors are the team of destiny, right, JD?
No.
JD's like, no. I got a quick question here at the end. It's a Jaylen Brown shirt? Is that what that is?
No, so this was from the 2018 playoffs. It's a Barstool shirt, actually.
Yeah.
It's Scary Terry Rozier holding the LeBron jersey for like when. So basically, for that year,
the crown is also a reference to LeBron.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So basically, before every series, they were like or after. So that was the same year where Confetti Gate happened against the Sixers, where they dropped the confetti. Going into overtime, so there was like the same shirt with him dropping the confetti. But I thought we were gonna beat LeBron and the Cavs, so I'm like, all right, we got this shirt on the go. Terry Rozier, pretty much knocking on LeBron's death door, and
because I've been looking at that the whole time, going, I'm like, I don't remember that shirt or like
it was Barstool. Barstool released it. I actually. Fun fact, so before this was when Barstool like I not when it first started popping, but it was like this is before what it is now. I paid something like $92 for this shirt because they didn't have a Canadian store.
Jeez.
And then with shipping and handling,
$92?
The shirt was $25, but then with duties and fees and shipping, that was like an extra like $70.
Is it worth $92?
No, but
no.
But hey, I've had this shirt since 2018. I love it.
Just the way you're like, no, it's not worth.
No, I mean, it's comfy. I get a lot of compliments about it because not a lot of people see it. But
yeah. Well, JD, that's going to do it for the conference finals predictions. You guys let us know what you guys think down below about how the conference finals are going to kind of shake out for the NHL. JD and I will be back one more time. Maybe 2. Here's the question for you. Are we going to do one after the Stanley Cup to recap it?
I mean, might as well.
We'll be back 2 more times.
We'll do a prediction and then we can talk about what transpired. And
all right. Well, then we'll be back twice. We'll be back 2 more times, before the Stanley Cup and right after the Stanley Cup. Let us know what you guys think down below. Remember, if you want to support us, go ahead and check out our Patreon page down below. Become a member today, or you can become a member on our YouTube page as well. Also, if you're not in the Discord, join it. It's the best community on the internet. That is free in the description. That is going to do it for us. We will be back after the conference finals before the Stanley Cup. For JD and myself, Ricky Widmer, as always, have a good day, everybody. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.